Page 18, Merci Beaucoup. French. I don't speak French. I'd like to learn someday. I think it's a beautiful language though. And this piece gives us a chance to use this wrist lift thing up. It also gives me a good excuse to be talking about natural accents. I've talked about it, I think, a little bit in the past, but in this piece the natural accents are really important. So first, let's get the notes out of the way and the rhythm. Right hand, starting with third finger on the B, and then just make sure you got all these notes. Make sure you know the name of the note in the music. Don't worry about the rhythm, just get the notes. You're pretty much in this position, and the whole piece we're in here. Isn't this nice? So once you have the notes, that's the right hand, do the same with the left hand. Just make sure you know the names of all these notes. And your left hand's in this position throughout, so that's pretty neat. Then you can go back and get the rhythm. Starts with a pickup beat there, and the right hand is 4. 4, 1, 2, 3. And then later on, the right hand 1 and 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and type thing. So you get the rhythm worked out in both hands. Put them together. Rest. Get the rhythm worked out all the way through. I don't see anything really tricky about it. Let's maybe the last line a little bit, because you got some accidentals in here. This is in the key of G major, so all the F's are sharped anyway, but in this position you don't have any F's, so you don't have to worry about it, does it? But in the last line we got some C sharps stuck in there. What's going on? So the last line, both hands, it's here. You think, oh, this is hard, this is so hard. Actually, you're just mirroring the hands for the most part, and that's easy. Index fingers, ring fingers. See, the hands are mirroring each other until the last two measures. Now it's different. C sharp, C natural. There. And you think, well, the last two measures will be easier because now finally the notes are, but whenever you have to play this, is more difficult than this. So that's weird. So you work out the notes and the rhythms, and then we go back, and is there any articulation? No, there's a lot of slurring going on. Oh, we better talk about the slurs because they're important here. Down, up, down, 2-note slurs. Down, up, down, up. Same thing, down, up, down, up. Very important, because you don't get a rest between the slurs here, and we want a little silence between each slur. So you just count the second note a little short. Now some teachers on a 2-note slur, they will teach you to play the second note staccato short. I mean really short. That is a style. It is used sometimes, but I don't teach it right off the bat. I want you to control the length of the second note. So I say it's a little shorter than a full note because there's silence before you play the next note. But it's not a short note. Like so. So work out the slurs out this. Look at the third line down. Both hands, the slurring is the same on both. In the last measure of the third line, in my opinion, it's okay if you want, slur all of that together, to connect the half note to it. Like that, I think that's more musical than what they're doing. I wouldn't do that in music, that to me is blech. So I would connect that. Then, we need to talk about these natural accents, because if I just play this whatever, it's this way. And it sounds like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's not correct. So the first beat of a measure is the strongest natural accent. And that's what we want to hear. Boom. The first note there is a pickup. So it's to hear. That's what you want to feel. To hear. Not to here, to here. So the second note in each of these slurs is actually getting a little more emphasis than the first note, and that's the way throughout all of this on the first two lines. When you do this, 1, 3, 1, like that. It's important that you put in that, feel that accent. And then it finally irons out on this 1, 1. And then in the last measure of the second line, here, they want the left hand to go over the right to play that G. See the LH? Play the G here. Well, you can't hold it down for a full 2 counts and then play the G. There isn't time. So I would suggest here, as you're playing the 8th notes, go ahead and lift up. So it's more like a quarter note and a quarter rest. There. Then in the last line, last 2 measures, we're here. Make sure you lift up both hands before you play that last note, because at this point you have that DS all fine, and the DS means go back to the sign, DC means go back to the beginning, DS means go back to the sign. The sign is that squiggly looking S thing, that weird thing up at the top. It's right under the word allegretto, right there. That's it. You go back to that point. So it's here, and you want to lift up at the bottom here. So it's a break. It's a different phrase here. So we're doing all, it sets you up for going back. Hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. I mean, it makes sense to me. Now we add the dynamics, maybe soft. It's all pretty much melody, so just soft. You decide what soft is. What's soft to you? And then in the third line, you get medium loud for 2 measures, and then soft for 2 measures, and then medium loud, and then you get louder toward the end. So it's medium loud is just sort of loud a little. Again, you have to decide what that is. Soft. Medium loud. And stay there. Now you're going to crescendo up to loud. And then all of a sudden you're soft. Like we're at the beginning. So to do the last 2 lines going back to the top, it's there. Etc. So can you control your dynamics well enough to go loud and soft whenever? The speed, it says, is allegretto. To me, an allegretto is a fun speed. It's between moderato and allegro. It's just up there, and I think what I've been doing is pretty much allegretto. But it's a felt thing. What's allegretto to you? Between the staves, they have leggero. I don't say the word very well, but it kind of means lightly. Keep it lightly. Don't get it bogged down. It's quick. Usually you see this word when a lot of fast passages, when a light fast passage going on, you'll see that word or its abbreviation, L-E-G-G something. So, to me, this whole piece is sort of, you're going to do leggero anyway. So now the last measure of the second line going to the third line, remember there's a quarter rest in there. So it's 1, rest. Don't forget the rest. There's a 1 beat rest. I'd like to do a play with me here to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do the dynamics. I'll give us 3 counts because there's a 1 beat pickup. Let's try this together. 1, ready, go. Rest. Pianist. Rest.